You are acting as if I'm some kind of hostile interviewer, which I'm really not. I want to get to the bottom of what you think, but I'm trying to put the mainstream, ordinary, uninformed person's perspective to you, which is where I'm coming from, right? To try and unpack some of these arguments. So, yes, the normal person is, and I went to the pro-Palestine protests here in London several times and talked to people, and that's what they all say. You know what? We're horrified about what we're seeing, but you also have to be able to see that any country, you say any country that's treated like Gaza and the West Bank would react in this way. Okay, let's accept that. But I put it to you that any country that was attacked the way Israel was attacked would also react in this way, right? So if I'm an ordinary person, I don't know what to think about these two things. Is that a fair argument?
No.
Tell me why.
Because again, you are talking about like if that happened to us on October 7th, and you forget the atrocities that have been happening that led to October 7th. And
I don't forget.
Okay, so the thing is, it's you're really putting me in that same position. How can we react? It's like, look at what have you done before October 7th? Mm-hmm. And let's say, for example, you reacted badly. How long can Israel go in? And then we go into the position of like, what's a proportionate response? We've been asking what's a proportionate response since the death toll in Gaza was 3,000. Now it's 33,000. Mm-hmm. The thing is, there's no number that's enough. If this could go on for a year and you'll have 300,000 Palestinians killed, and the world was still asking, but what would have Israel done?
But the question still has to be asked, because whatever the background, whatever happened before, the question still has to be asked, what Israel should have done.
Exactly what they have done.
That's what they should have done.
Yeah. Let's continue. Kill Gaza, kill the people, and then after they're done, let's go to the West Bank and kill 300,000. Yes.
Yeah, but
because I'm sorry, because if this is the kind of conversation, like what Israel that have done? They have. Remember when Israel was saying like, oh, it's not us that bombed Al Ahli hospital, it is the Hamas. Since then, they bombed 36 hospitals. Is that okay?
Hold on. You're acting as if I'm justifying anything.
No,
I'm not.
The question is very weird. What could Israel have done as if there has no other choice?
No, what could? What October 7th has happened, right? It's happened. What should Israel have done in your opinion? That's all I'm asking.
Not this.
Okay, but not this. Okay, what should they have done?
Not this.
That's a negative. I'm asking what, in the positive sense, what they should have done. How should they have reacted?
My answer didn't change. Not this.
But that isn't...
They are murderers and they are violating international law.
What people like Bassem like to do is they like to criticize Israel and not offer Israel any other solutions, because they don't have any other solutions. There is no other perfect way to conduct a war. There is no other solution to 1,200 people being killed, 1,200 of your civilians being brutally murdered by terrorists. Because the only way to respond is similar or in proportion with what Israel has been doing. He doesn't want Israel to, come out of this hole that they've put themselves in, with regard to the Israel narrative war and, how they're viewed. He wants them to, continue this, and he wants them to be viewed in a negative light because he wants the destruction of the state of Israel.
They are violating every single international piece of law, UN resolutions, and then you're asking me what else should they have done? I don't understand the question.
No. I'm not asking what else they should have done. I'm saying if a country is attacked in this way, how should it react?
Maybe they stop doing what other people to do, so they will not be attacked in this way.
Okay, so you think that the Prime Minister of Israel, in the situation he's in, when X number of his own civilians have been slaughtered, is in a position to say, okay, we'll just stop doing whatever we're doing. We're not going to respond in any way. You think that you should do that?
No. Let him continue killing. I mean, your question is like you're going in and you are nuking a whole country because you've been attacked. Like, what else would I do?
But hold on.
What else?
But this is, I mean, look at history. Like, would you say that what the Allies did in Germany in World War II?
The Dresden conversation.
It's not the Dresden conversation. Yeah. We dropped 50 Hiroshimas a month on Germany for a year and a half.
And that's good.
Who said it's good?
This is the thing. It's like this is because this is the same talking points of Israel. Look what the Allies did in Dresden. What did it's just the fact that
That's
like
not what I
something
said.
horrific that happened in the past does not justify what you're doing in the future.
No,
now.
I'm not saying that something horrific happened in the past justifies what we're doing in the future. And by the way, I'm surprised about the way this conversation is going, because before we started, you were like, I'm a big fan of you guys. And I really am keen to have
Because
an honest
the question is
conversation.
very infuriating. The question when you ask people, if you're in Israel position, what you should have done.
Yeah.
Again, you are asking me to quantify the reaction of the atrocity that's been happening all through. And what else did you...
No.
Like, if your only choice is killing children and killing unarmed civilians, and this... Show me one war where 80% of a place were destroyed, 50% of the victims were children, and 100% of the population were displaced, and then you tell me you don't have any other choice?
I didn't say any of those things. All I'm saying to you is there is a reality of where we are, right? And whether you like it or not, whether I like it or not, I don't like it, you don't like it, right? But it's not going to get solved by pretending that Israel is in a position.
And how could it be solved?
I have no idea. That's why I'm asking you.
Okay, good.
But you say not like this, and you don't give a positive.
Well, I have
vision.
no idea either. But what is happening? Israel is a rogue.
That's a fair answer.
Israel is a rogue. Israel is a criminal, is a war criminal.
Okay.
And has been getting away with murder and genocide for years, and the international community and international world is letting it get away with murder and genocide every single day, and then we are left with, sorry to say, a useless question of like, what's the proportionate response? What else can I do if it's your country? What you have done?
I didn't ask you, but
no, you asked what if you are Netanyahu, what would you have done?
Yeah.
And I would tell you,
That's
if
a
I was
fair
Netanyahu
question.
and the whole world is letting me do whatever I want,
didn't
I would
say
do
if
it.
you're Netanyahu. I said if you're the Prime Minister of Israel.
I wouldn't have done the stuff that have led
my
to
sense
October
is you're
7th.
a very different person to Benjamin
Well,
Netanyahu.
if I am the Prime Minister of Israel, I wouldn't have done the stuff that would have led to October 7th.
I totally accept that. But my
If you are the President of the United States, if you are Tony Blair,
Notice that he, makes these broad claims: apartheid, genocide, they're killing us, whatever. There's very minor incidents that happen, and he just broadens it. You could look at, 30,000 civilians were killed. It's a genocide. A genocide is where you're literally targeting an ethnic group and trying to eliminate that entire group. If it was a genocide, they would start with the 2 million Arabs living right now in Israel.
would you go to invade Iraq because
Absolutely
of,
not. I was on the
Exactly.
streets protesting against that.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
I didn't support the war in Afghanistan.
Exactly.
I didn't support the war in Iraq.
But 9/11, if you were in America, how could you not invade Iraq?
Because it had nothing
That
to
is
do with 9/11.
that's exactly the answer of your question.
Yes, except Hamas, which controls Gaza, had everything to do with October 7th.
And what about the killings happening in the West Bank as we speak?
Completely wrong. So
why is he doing it?
I think the reason we're having this conversation this way is you think I'm arguing with you.
No,
I'm really not.
My answer is
Whenever people say there's killing in the West Bank and there's extremists in the West Bank, they very rarely actually report incidences. And when they do, they just say, oh, a child was murdered. Well, how was he murdered? Was he trying to kill a soldier? Was he trying to commit a terrorist act? None of these clarifications are made. It's just, oh, there's a video. The guy died. You know what I mean? There's no leading up to the events. And therefore, it's like, oh, that's so terrible. It pulls at the heartstrings of Western society.
it's not directed to you, it's directed to the narrative.
But you're speaking to me, so let's speak to me, right?
Okay.
So your answer, I take it, and correct me if I'm wrong, to my question of what's the positive way forward is you don't know because it's impossible situation.
Because
other than Israel should stop what it's doing.
No, because it's useless. I have to say it's useless.
Useless.
Because I have lost hope.
That's a good answer. Let's talk about that.
I have lost
Let's
hope.
talk about that.
Because you have a country that's getting away with killing children on camera in front of everybody. And everybody's like, too bad.
I don't think everyone's like that.
Really?
Okay. So later on Twitter, Bassem said that he's not responsible for cleaning up our mess, meaning Gaza. I completely agree with him. But maybe if you don't have anything helpful to say, or you don't have anything productive to say, maybe he could shut the fuck up. He doesn't have any solutions for Israel. He just likes to criticize Israel. He says it's unfair to be asked such a question of what he would do if he were in Netanyahu's position. Well, that's laughable because we never asked for his unsolicited advice on what to do in Gaza. We never asked for criticism on Israel doing everything wrong for 24 hours. He spews it 24 hours out of the day. Complaining about a problem without proposing a solution is akin to whining like a newborn babe, leaving the adult with no clue on how to fix it. If you're not helping to make it right, then stop complaining about it being wrong. And then let me leave you with a quote that may explain Bassem's behavior. Being a critic is easy, but if the critic tries to run the operation, he soon understands that nothing is as easy as his criticisms. Criticism without a solution is merely an inflation of the critic's ego. So this is all about Bassem making Bassem feel good, making Bassem feel important. This isn't about the Palestinians.